everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about future faking. Future faking is a particularly painful reality for people that are in relationships with narcissists. Narcissists like being in relationships. They like the benefits of the relationship. They like having somebody there for them. They like having sex. They like the way other people see them when they're in a relationship, but they don't want to put any effort in. To a narcissist, a relationship means somebody is giving everything to them and they're taking it all. They don't want to have a mutual relationship at all. Of course, they realize that they can't have a relationship unless they give something. So especially at the beginning of the relationship, their goal is to get you hooked enough so that the rest of the relationship you give and they take. And what they do to get you hooked, one of the things they do is lie to you, future fake you. So essentially, future faking is when a narcissist tells lies or promises to do something in the future that they have no intention of doing so they could get what they want right now. The partner believes the lies. This is the essential thing. The narcissist doesn't care that they're lying, and the person they're lying to really thinks these things are going to happen. It is particularly cruel. Eventually, you realize this isn't going to happen and you are devastated. A narcissist doesn't care. So it'd be like if I told my kids, oh my gosh, you guys, we are going to go on an amazing vacation next year. Yep, we're going to fly first class to Europe. We're going to stay at the greatest hotels, the fanciest places. We're going to go out to eat every single day. We can do whatever you want. Anywhere you want to go, we're going to do that. It's going to be great. And the kids are saying, really? We're going on this great trip? Yep, in 1 year, we're going to do this. So they're super excited. They're telling their friends. Maybe they have it on their calendar and they're counting down the days. So a few months go by and then they ask me again, so did you buy the tickets yet? Or what's the date that we're going? No, not yet, but I will. I'm going to do that tomorrow, actually. So then they asked me again later, so you got the tickets, right? When are we going? They're so excited. And now, I'm a little bit snappy. Can you stop bothering me right now? I'm just doing something else. Please, just go away. And then the kids are confused. All right. So, but they still believe they're going. Then they ask me again, and this time I'm giving them silent treatment. I just refuse to speak. I'm being downright cruel, and the kids are crushed. The year goes by. There's no more mention of the vacation. They start to realize, I guess we're not going on the vacation. They're so hurt. They're devastated. But I'm a narcissist, so I don't care. That's their problem. There was something I wanted them to give me a year ago when I promised this vacation. I already got what I wanted. So it doesn't matter the repercussions. It doesn't matter that I hurt somebody that counted on me, that I hurt somebody that loved me, somebody that believed me. I don't care because I don't have any morals, no empathy. In fact, I'll lie again and tell them another lie the next time it benefits me. That's what future faking is. Future faking is particularly cruel. It's heartless. You make decisions based on a lie, but you believe it. Now, in my relationship, things followed along a predictable pattern that a lot of other people have the exact same thing happen to them. For me, the future faking mainly involved buying a house in another state and going on vacations. We lived in Massachusetts. We got married and we lived in Massachusetts. I didn't want to live in Massachusetts. I had lived in California for a long time. That's where I wanted to live. I told him I wanted to move to California. He told me he wanted that too. We were going to move to California. The only thing is the job market wasn't that great right now, not in his field. So why don't we buy a house in Massachusetts? We're only going to live there for 3 or 4 years. We'll fix the house up. We'll make a profit on it. He's going to get another job and then we'll move to California. I believed him. It's painful for me today to tell you this because I feel like I was so naive. But at the same time, why wouldn't I believe him? This constantly goes through my mind. It's painful. It really hurts this goes around and around because I'll think to myself, I shouldn't have believed him. How could I have believed him? How could I have been so naive? But at the same time, this was my husband. I was newly married. I believed he loved me. I believed he wanted the same things that I wanted. How could I not? I mean, because if I knew he was a liar, if I didn't believe him from the beginning, I never would have married him. This is a cruel reality that anybody in a relationship with a narcissist has to deal with. You were duped by somebody, and you might even be able to, in retrospect, look back and see signs that things that they were lying to you about that you should have caught. And certainly that is the case with me, because there was no reason why he couldn't get a job in California. He wasn't even applying for jobs. He just said he couldn't get a job. I was young. I was in my 20s. I had my new baby. I was focused on that. I trusted my husband. I loved my husband. We were having a traditional relationship. I was staying at home with the baby. He was working. So he told me the job market wasn't good right now. It just wasn't a good time to move across the country. But I thought, okay, well, I'll only have to deal with 3 or 4 years here. That's fine. We're going to, we will fix up the house. I'm busy with my baby anyways, and I want to have more kids, so maybe I'd have another baby, and then we'd move to California. So 3 or 4 years go by, and there's no mention of it. Nothing happened at the house either. He didn't fix anything up. He didn't do anything. He just went to work, came home, and drank. That was the relationship. So I started bringing it up to him. So I said, so it's been 3 years, it's been 4 years, or have you been looking for jobs in California? I still want to move to California. How's the job search going? Well, you know what? It's still a bad time. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to look for a headhunter. I'm going to put out those resumes. Yep, I'm going to do that. And I believed him. This actually ended up becoming a running joke on my side of the family. My mother would say to me on a regular basis, so how's the job search going? Has he gotten that new job in California he keeps telling you he's gonna get? And I would get so annoyed with her. He's really looking. It's a bad time. All right, ha ha ha. And meanwhile, everybody else would get jobs. Everybody else's husband would move up, would move forward. They would do things. They would go on vacations. They would fix up their houses. Me, I was still waiting. It was pathetic. I mean, I'm just going to say what it was. I didn't see it that way at the time. I was so future faked by him. I believed him. It's so crucial to understand if this is happening to you. You really believe it. So I can say this now and I can see a different reality, or maybe other people saw my relationship or saw the situation and didn't believe it. But I did. So time went on. Then it was 12 years later. And I feel like I was actually somewhat fortunate because I actually got him out of Massachusetts. We moved to New Hampshire. Now, New Hampshire is a far cry from California, but I was so beaten down at this point. What I actually thought when we moved to New Hampshire was, we're on our way. We're heading west because New Hampshire was a little bit west of where we were in Massachusetts. So I believed, all right, we're closer to California. I mean, this is what I was thinking. It was so ridiculous. So again, he said the exact same thing to me. And this is where, it's hard because I want to sit here and tell you I'm taking responsibility for this one. And I am, but I'm not. So when I say this, I'm taking responsibility because he said the same thing. All right, we'll live in New Hampshire for a few years and then we're going to get out to California. So again, I believed him. I think now when I think back to it, because it's embarrassing, like you're probably saying to yourself, how pathetic can this person be? At this point, it hasn't been until the last year and a half that I'm fully aware of what narcissism is. I understand completely, 100%, that he was lying to me. But I didn't then. I was so entrenched in the relationship. I really believed that he wanted to move to California. I thought it was real. And at one point I said to him, this is when we were living in New Hampshire, I said, well, what about, I'm like, now people can do work remotely. That wasn't really the case over, 10, 12 years ago. So I said, now people can do work remotely. He's not a doctor or anything like that. He worked out of the house a lot anyways. I was like, maybe you could, keep your job, but we could live in California. There's no reason you can't do that remotely. And so he told me, oh, no, that would never happen. That's not possible. And I kept bugging him about it. So finally he said to me, all right, I'll ask. I'll find out. I'll ask my boss if that's possible for me to do. Maybe it's possible for me to do. So I got my hopes all up on this. Then, he never said anything again. So I asked him, so did you talk to your boss yet? No, not yet. Did you talk to your boss yet? Did you talk to your boss yet? So finally one day he said to me, yeah, it's not going to work out. However, shortly after he told me it wasn't going to work out, that where he worked doesn't allow that to happen, he slipped something at dinner. So I can't remember how this came up, but he was talking about somebody else at work, and he mentioned that this person had just gotten permission to live in Texas, but still stay at the job. And he just said this, he just spit it out, blah, 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 blah. I was stunned. I was livid. So I said to him, I don't want to say anything in front of the kids. So after dinner, I was like, excuse me? How is that person able to live in Texas? I thought you said that wasn't, your job didn't allow that to happen to anybody. And the look of horror on his face, because he knew he had been caught in a lie. So he said, well, that was just an exception for that one person. It's just, and they're probably going to fire him anyway. So it's just not going to work out. But yeah, So, this was the thing. He just didn't know what to say. He was like stumbling over his words. I was so devastated. Even when I think about this today, I gave up so much time believing these lies. I was busy raising our kids. I was busy doing things instead of being on top of the situation like I should have. Now, other future faking things that he would do for me involved vacations. He did not take me on vacation ever. The only vacations we ever went on were vacations to his parents' summer home or to visit his parents. I wanted to do other things. I wanted to go other places. Now, he had promised me on our 10-year anniversary that he was going to take me to France. He was going to take me to France. That's where we went on our honeymoon. And he promised me he was going to take me there again. Now, this is very easy to promise when we had been married for a year. 10 years seems a long way away. As it got closer, and of course I'm telling people this in the meantime, but as it got closer, he just never mentioned it. So I brought it up. I said, so we're still going to France, right? And then he would at first, after like say our 8-year anniversary, yeah. Then it was closing in on the 10-year. And now suddenly we just can't afford it. I don't know why I think we can go on this expensive vacation. Can't afford it. Now, the reality is, of course, if you want to do something, if I wanted to do something in 10 years, I could start saving up for it now. And in 10 years' time, 5 years' time, I could have a decent amount of money saved up towards it. A narcissist will never do that because they have no intention of doing anything. They just say that to satisfy you at the moment. So my husband would tell me that we're going to go to France on our 1 year, and it was our 1 year anniversary. He tells me we're doing this for a 10-year. I'm excited. I'm happy. He has the benefit of me being super excited and having a great night because I'm excited. So he can say that, and 10 years is forever. It's an eternity. He's not going to think about it again. He doesn't care. He never meant it. He's not thinking to himself, all right, I got to make this happen. All right, I need to save, $100 a month. And so I can take her to France in 9 years. But no, he never does that. I have dreams. One thing that I really want to do is own alpacas. I really want to have alpacas. I want to breed alpacas. So I used to tell my husband I want to breed alpacas. And he would tell me, yeah, you can definitely do that. I'll definitely have the money for you to do that, because there is the initial investment. So he kept telling me that he's going to do this. He's going to do this. Eventually, it occurred to me, he's never going to do this. So I actually started my own business so that I could raise my own money towards the alpacas because I recognized he was never going to do this. And when he knew I was doing this, he didn't care. It wasn't like he thought to himself, oh my gosh, my wife has no faith in me. I've let her down so many times that now she's doing something on her own because she knows I won't do it. No, he didn't care. He ended up thinking, oh, that's great. There's some extra money for me, as in him, to have. He doesn't care. No narcissist cares. If you are in a relationship with somebody and they are constantly promising you things that they're going to do in the future and you're always being let down, think long and hard about the reality of the situation. What I will do going forward in any relationship that I'm in, if somebody promises me something, if somebody tells me they're going to do something in the future, well, first off, at this point, I'm so jaded, I probably wouldn't believe them outright. But if I believed it was true for whatever reason, I'd have to see evidence of it. I'd have to see, like, say, going to France. I'd have to see them saving money. I'd have to see the bank statement. I'd have to see them actively making progress. If somebody tells me, and this is on me, I was very trusting. If somebody told me, say like with my husband when he said, we're going to move to California, I should have looked into the job market myself. I should have seen, is this true? And I don't think that it ever would have been true in the first place, because when you really want to do something, there's always a way to do it. If you only want to push somebody off and kick the can down the road, you'll do that too. So I would need to see real evidence. So I'm not saying that you should be like a spy in your relationship, but so many people, and if you're watching this channel, you've probably been hurt by a narcissist. So many of us have been crushed by a narcissist. It's devastating. The time lost, the money lost, the future that you don't have because this other person had no intention of giving you what they said they wanted in the first place. Look for evidence. If their words mean nothing, that's probably one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn in this whole thing. Words are nothing. Words without action are absolutely meaningless. I could say anything. You could say anything. If there's no action, it's not happening. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so grateful for everybody that watches my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all things related to narcissism. So if all goes well, I will see you on Monday. I hope everybody has a great weekend. God bless you.